So we've been working on this section here. As you can see, I've added some numbers in, some big numbers, so you can see which of the main hangars you're approaching. We've also started filling in the wall sections here. I'll probably add something jutting out on here or around, and you can see there I'll probably put like some smaller cranes and stuff, because this is like the supply area for everything coming into the main hangars and also the manufacturing floor as well. If we fly around a bit more, you can see there's the observation area, and we've got like some pipes and glowing things there with a bit of downlights, and then we've got this viewing area where you can look through and see the reactor. You can also see that through here. There's a bit of a area through here, and that'll go into like a balcony sort of area where you can kind of survey the reactor, make sure nothing's going on that shouldn't be going on, and they might even end up with some catwalks around it just to be a bit more practical as well. But that's all we've done on this section here. Alright, so now we've been working on the 0.1611. So we've been working on the 0.1611. So we've been working on the Smugglers Cove build. It's now on the 0.1611 Starmade version, which is mean that some of the lightings have changed up a fair bit. You can see we're not getting as... Oh, loading stuff in. So we've been working now on the 0.1611 version of Starmade. So I had to load in the station again. So we're getting some weird lighting issues every now and then because the station's so big. So you can see here there's some odd stuff that is happening there, but on the whole it's looking pretty cool. You can see some of the stuff's a bit more mysterious, like our skulls in the background. Might fiddle around, see if we can find a way to do that, make it a bit brighter. But what we've also started doing is you can see this area is now pretty much all done, and we've started on the next layer, which you can see here. So the blue isn't going to stay blue, I'm just going to get rid of it. But I wanted to use it just so I could fill in the top and be able to make a frame fairly easily, and then be able to get rid of those blocks pretty easily as well. So if you look from above, you can see that's the sort of layout we've got. So we've got these areas just above our fusion reactors where we'll continue with the logic circuits, so we'll be able to have support systems in there for the fusion reactors that are below, which is good. And then from there you'll see that we're kind of extending around, and then we have these round rings here. So these round rings will contain apartments, same as the other side will contain rooms and stuff, whatever we decide to put in it. I'll probably push it up a second floor as well, so you get like a double tier sort of look, which will be pretty sweet. And you can see there's these glowing rings as well outside. So these will be docking areas where people can come and land. Think Bespin Cloud City, which is going to be really sweet. These rings I had to build all by hand, so you can see there's a lot of grids and stuff going around to make sure that they line up the way that they should. These ones out here are going to have some scaffolding supporting it, which should look pretty cool. These 4 big rings as well are going to continue up, and then they'll form the base for some massive turrets that are going to defend the entire area. And we'll see those continued on the underneath this other part of the station as well. So you can see it's starting to come together a bit more there. We might even end up with some more outcroppings and stuff on these other edges. But on the whole, you can see that's going to look really cool with everything else there that's happening. It's not as big as what I thought it would be, but the internal area is quite large. You can see how it's going to fit on top of the manufacturing floor there. There's a fair bit, and which is going to be really cool to be able to build that all together and see what it evolves into. We might end up even having to have some sideways grav lifts to be able to get us across parts of the station a bit more. I mean, this is after all larger than as one of the old planets, one of the flat planets, so it's quite large. So we're going to keep at it, keep at these rings. I'll probably add it so that this part of a ring will kind of stop there, and then I'll kind of fill in a bit, and then it'll keep going up. So then you kind of have like a balcony area around the outside as well, which should look pretty cool. And I don't know how exactly we're going to fill these rooms in, considering how tall someone is, but it's going to look really, really good, I think. Just going to keep at it and see what else comes out of lining up this floor. I think the next couple of floors I'm not going to fill in at the moment. I think it's more just going to lay it out to just get a grasp of how big and how tall I want to go with that section. In relation to everything that's underneath it as well. You can see there it's quite wide, and I want it to feel more tall than wide, so whether it means pushing further taller and stuff just to be able to do that, we'll see. But we're going to keep at this and see what happens next. Okay, so we've been working on the landing pads a bit more. You can see we've got a couple of different lights here. Eventually we'll get it set up with the same sort of lighting change for the dock, and then that'll integrate into the other logic circuits that we have here. So we'll run the logic into this side where the reactor is, that way being able to link it up with everything else, and then on the other side we'll have a ramp down from there in order to enter into the actual station itself, and then the colors will alternate according to whether or not someone has landed or not. But you can see it's quite thick colors. You can see it from quite a distance there. The green obviously is a area that's open, and then when you land there'll be lights which go on, lights to help lead you around. So it's coming along quite nice. I'm not too sure exactly what I'll do on these empty spots, whether or not I'll run some metal grill or some more grey, we'll see. So we've been working on the upper landing pad still, and you can see here's the progress that we've made. So we've filled in the top, we've done the supports, and we've done the lighting. So you'll see that there's a bunch of lighting that's off, and there's a bunch of lighting that's on. This state will be for once you've landed, so you can see kind of around where you need to go, but it's not advertising to the whole universe that that's where you're to go. If we hit reverse there, you'll see this is what it looks like when it's lit up green. I'm yet to do the white lights, but you get the idea that it's glowing green if it's free, and then you can come in. The red lights will be off as well as part of that. Then you come in, switch it off. You'll see we've got the permission module sitting next to the dock, and also to a gravity module, and we'll also put some of them over near this walkway that we've got going down from that landing pad as well, and that goes along to the back as well, which is cool. And yeah, so we're just finishing hooking up the lighting, and then we'll be able to look at some more additions to this floor.